Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Restaurants and hotels have been hit exceptionally hard with worker shortages around this country. And this is probably going to be one of those long-term things, ladies and gentlemen. This worker shortage is not going to be over anytime soon. So I know many of these governors want to starve people out and force them out. And I'm just telling you, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's going to work. So this came out on NPR, May 5th, 2021. I'm going to play this audio for you.
After a year of struggling to survive, hotels and restaurants are bracing for a new challenge, finding enough help for a busy summer. As NPR's Tovia Smith reports, the pandemic is delaying visas for the foreign guest workers that businesses depend on and making it harder to hire locally.
It's exactly what everyone's been waiting for.
Glad that the place is open again. Very happy to get it.
It's like free at last.
At the Pilot House restaurant on Cape Cod, customers are as thrilled to finally get back out as hotels and restaurants are to get them back in.
Oh, yeah. Right off the bat, it was busy right from the start.
But owner Bob Jarvis says he's so short-staffed he's closing 2 days a week, giving up some 20% of much-needed revenue.
There's nobody to do these jobs, and it's starting to get ultra desperate.
Jarvis is one of many who rely on seasonal foreign workers who come on what are called H-2B visas. They're perennially in high demand, and even with extras allowed this year by the Biden administration, businesses say it's not enough. Jarvis got just about a third of what he needs and will pay him all time and a half to work overtime.
It's definitely not profitable. It's just a really bad situation right now.
For the crew as well, including Jason Brissett, one of the H-2B kitchen workers from Jamaica.
We can pull down maybe like 80 hours a week. It's really difficult. You don't want to overwork, you know what I mean? You still want to go home back to your family and not die on the line, you know what I mean?
It's horrendous.
Erin Tiernan and her husband John are feeling it too at their 2 stores and hotel on Martha's Vineyard. They're advertising as far away as Utah and West Virginia. They're subsidizing housing for employees and even working with colleges to create internships for students. But still, she says, nothing.
My husband's the only employee at the hotel currently. He has no front desk staff. We have a 10-year-old who's going to get a crash course in running a register and stripping rooms.
Tiernan says the J-1 student visas they rely on are at a standstill. Part of the issue is that a Trump administration halt on those visas only recently expired, so processing started late. On top of that, pandemic restrictions have stalled work at U.S. embassies and consulates.
There's a backlog, and we've got to get these visas expedited and get people into the country where we need these workers.
U.S. Senator Jeanne Shaheen from New Hampshire says seasonal businesses around the nation are all in the same predicament.
I've talked to at least 3 cabinet secretaries and the White House at this point, all of whom recognize the challenge and are working hard to address it.
But it's not just the visas. Some American workers are still anxious about COVID. Some have left their grueling hospitality jobs for more stable 9-to-5 work. And given the extra government benefits, some are content to just stay home.
Why would you expose yourself to the risks of working in close quarters, serving people food and drinks when you could just make more money on unemployment?
This longtime restaurant worker asked that his name not be used for fear of hurting his future employment prospects.
Sometimes not really worth the money that you get when you're leaving a place at 3 in the morning, worn out and tired and sticky. You know, like I make enough staying home.
That's frustrating to many business owners like Amy Ward, who owns a boutique in the Berkshires and can't lure back longtime employees.
I hate to say it, but people should be encouraged to get back to work. I don't think there should be extra incentives to stay home right now.
But as others see it, if people are doing better on unemployment, it only means they were underpaid to start with. Daniel Costa, an immigration researcher at the liberal think tank, the Economic Policy Institute, says businesses should be doing more to hire domestically.
I do think we should take what they say with a grain of salt. And every time you hear, I can't find any workers, you should add to the end of that at the wage that I want to pay. Because you're talking about very low wage jobs.
In this instance here, that's simply not the case.
Massachusetts Congressman Bill Keating represents Cape Cod, where even mid-level kitchen jobs can pay $20 an hour. Seasonal guest workers were always critical, Keating says, but especially this year.
Well, we invested a lot of taxpayer money to keep businesses afloat. I would hate to see that investment jeopardized.
Or, he says, after all restaurants and hotels have been through, he'd hate to see even more of them go under just because they don't have staff. Tovia Smith, NPR News.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is really dire. I was looking at some of the different stories out here. Some of these places that have worker shortages, they're not getting no applicants. Nobody's applying for the job at all. Okay? I mean, I know some places have a hard time because, it depends on what the profession is in the industry. You may have a hard time finding people, but these are jobs a lot of people can do. And many of these places are not getting anyone walking in to even apply for these jobs. So this worker shortage will be long-term. I think they'll be still talking about this when we get into summer and even fall. They're going to be talking about the worker shortage out here. And it is a big problem. We see it here in my area, and I know it's going on all across the country. And if you go out and look, the stories are out there every day of how many of these businesses just can't find workers and nobody's applying for these jobs. And, we know these are not good paying jobs. They've never been good paying jobs in America. Being a cook or being, working in hotels, those can only get you so far. And I'm still standing firm on it's the wages that's keeping people from going out here. It really is. But y'all, please tell me what you think. This is a problem that is going to be ongoing. And like I said, since they opened up the country, this economy has just fell on its face. It's not going anywhere. Okay. Now, mainstream news, all they're going to do is keep sitting there lying to you and trying to put on let's go on vacation. Oh, let's go to the beach. Yeah, you can do those things, but your economy is still in the toilet. It's still in the toilet. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.